Coming up on MovieBuff, Zac Efron moves from teen heartthrob to serious actor in Me and Orson Welles. Michael Keaton flexes more than his acting muscles in The Merry Gentleman, and it's back to school for Eva Green in Cracks. Millions of girls fell in love with Zac Efron as Troy Bolton in High School the Musical, but with his latest film, the 22-year-old tries to shed off his teen heartthrob image. Instead of a dancing and singing high school kid, in period drama Me and Orson Welles, Efron plays Richard Samuels, an aspiring actor who lands a role in Welles' 1937 Mercury Theatre production of Julius Caesar in New York. But Richard's delight is soon overshadowed as he finds out what it really means to be working under the famous impresario.
I thought you were out somewhere learning your lines.
Oh, I know my lines.
Go to the gate. Somebody knocks.
Sir, it is your brother, Cassius.
Is he alone?
No, sir, there are more with him.
Not more with him. Mo with him, the plural. This is Shakespearean verse we're speaking. You think you can arbitrarily change the words of the world's greatest playwright because you're not comfortable with them?
Almost nothing that reminds us of Zac's earlier roles. Even his love interest is an older woman.
I discovered this exquisite little place in the village. Do you let me take you there tonight after rehearsal? It's open late.
Well, that's a wonderfully generous offer, Joe, but I've already got a date with Richard.
It was a whole different challenge, and it sort of took me out of my element there and knocked me back a bit. I learned a lot, and it was fun. I mean, I got to work with some amazing actors. I got to work with Richard Linklater. I was shocked I even got the opportunity. It was a big risk for them. I'm so happy they chose me. I'm so happy.
But so far it looks like the gamble has paid off. The critics are pleased with his performance, and it turns out Zac has even become a source of inspiration for his fellow cast.
So I've been working on my dance moves. Zac's shown me a couple of moves, that sort of thing. You know. Yes, and I've been working on the songs. So, High School Musical 4, hopefully.
Thanks to Efron Mania, it's easy to overlook the other actors, in particular Christian McKay, who delivers a brilliant performance as Orson Welles.
The sets
For my sketches. Every moment of this show is mine, Sam. The concept is mine. It existed long before you came on board. John will vouch for that. You did a fine job in a technical capacity, and I'm sincerely grateful for your help as a carpenter and draftsman.
A carpenter! You insult me, Mr. Orson Welles!
However, it's the young actor who's grabbing the spotlight. Zac's image change could be quite a risky move, but we're curious to see what the future holds for his career and if he manages to make the leap to serious adult actor. And perhaps even become the next Leonardo DiCaprio. Well, they already have one thing in common at least.
His most famous roles include a superhero, a nightmare tenant, and who could forget his underworld bio-exorcist. But Michael Keaton's ensured he has ultimate control over his latest one. That's because, as well as taking the lead in The Merry Gentleman, the Hollywood legend got behind the camera to make his directorial debut.
You've obviously walked onto a set 100 times before, but that first time walking on as the boss, what was that like?
That's a good question. No one's asked me that yet. That was nerve-wracking and exciting at the same time.
Did you at least get your own director's chair?
You know, I did, and the joke was I don't think I ever got to sit in my director's chair. I don't really, you've been on film sets, so everyone works off a monitor, and I don't know that I'll ever do that. Maybe I will.
Here, the former Batman and Beetlejuice star is the mysterious Frank.
You got a lovely place here, I'm gonna take a little look around and do a little more shopping, and you can get back to, your work.
Okie doke.
And admits he did have some reservations about the character.
He was a professional killer or a hitman, and that has been done to death in films, and I definitely thought about that and didn't have much interest at the beginning. But when I was reading the script, he doesn't speak, I don't think, for like the first 8 or 10 pages or something like that, a long time. And I remember thinking, getting excited reading it as an actor, just thinking, this is going to be interesting. He's not going to speak for the whole movie. And then I thought, okay, now a hitman who also can't speak. That I might be able to do something with.
An assassin who very nearly bumps himself off, but is saved by Kate, aka Scottish actress Kelly MacDonald.
Mr. Logan!
Looks like he has pneumonia. He'll be fine.
The film follows the two lonely souls as they're brought together, despite the pursuit of an eager policeman and Kate's estranged husband.
Thanks again.
Found a girl under a tree.
Sorry.
No, it was a joke. It's dumb. You find presents under a tree. I found a girl under a tree.
Wow. You must have been a very good boy.
There is a beautiful stillness to the feature thanks to the sparse dialogue and exceptional performances from the entire cast. It's a Christmassy film without the usual cheesy message. In fact, for once, here's something which doesn't fall into any of the stock categories. It's neither rom-com, straight drama or psychological thriller, but has elements of all three. A credit to Mr. Keaton, who's now shown his flair as movie star and movie maker.
You just might be the sweetest man I've ever met.
Cracks is set in a 1930s English all-girls boarding school. Cue the strict teacher, the plummy accents,
I met a traveller from an antique land,
and mix in with some mild obsession and idolisation. Did I say mild? I meant extreme. So here's the synopsis. The story centres around swimming instructor Miss G, played by former Bond girl Eva Green.
Seems the bar has been raised, Redfield.
She's a trendy, immaculate, iconic power figure, and the pupils hang on her every word.
You are certain to come across crocodiles.
Then foreign pupil Fiamma arrives, played by new rising Spanish actress Maria Valverde. Miss G, who is the subject of much desire, finds herself becoming intoxicated by the new arrival. Her crush turns into an obsession.
There's no reason why we shouldn't be the best of friends.
And that obsession has dire consequences.
It's all Fiamma's fault. We have to test her liar after her.
No one is quite as angelic as first appears, but every actress loves the chance to play a complex character, don't they, Eva Green?
I got inspired by my old drama teacher. She was very passionate and quite strong and sharp, and it reminded me of the old days. And also, I see the character of Miss G like Blanche Dubois, who was also very theatrical, you know, and the way she was, you know, behaving, and very precious, very delicate, over the top a bit. And it's great when you can do this in a movie.
Cracks sees Jordan Scott, daughter of Ridley Scott, in her directorial debut. So why did she choose this film?
It was a wonderful book, you know, already I had read. And it reminded me so much of that kind of lovely, you know, boarding school genre film world, I suppose. And it reminded me of so many of my favourite films growing up. It had that sort of, you know, magical, ethereal quality to it.
The all-female cast are very strong, with standout performances from Juno Temple, who you may remember from Atonement, and leading lady Eva Green. At times, the film can teeter on being too theatrical, and the RP speech can grain a little. But overall, this book adaptation is one where the film actually does do the book justice. The characters I couldn't have imagined better.
Nothing will come of you now. Your lights are extinguished. Why can't you see